When Cherie called me to tell me the news that she had breast cancer, I was really upset and worried for her, worried for me. I didn't want to lose her as a friend. I had just lost a friend.
Well, needless to say, it was like being broadside by a bus. I mean, we went from just living our lives to suddenly there was dark storm clouds with the Grim Reaper knocking at her door. And I think the thing that affected me the most was to see how scared my wife was. She was scared to death.
For the first time ever, I knew honestly what it felt like to have the wind knocked out of my sails. Is literally what it felt like. I remember driving home from her office that day and having to remind myself to breathe.
We see a multitude of various types of cancers and can handle them in this community, which is a great thing because we have the ability to treat them within their own community.
It was the surgery and then chemotherapy, and that went for 20 weeks. And then after chemotherapy, I spent 6 weeks here at Radiation Oncology.
We had a lot of questions, and frankly, Cherie was a basket case, and I think that she really needed a support group. I remember specifically at the tumor board asking, hearing a lot of information and getting a lot of questions answered, but finally, towards the end, I asked a question that nobody wanted to ask. I said, is this cancer treatable, and is this cancer survivable? Oh yes, yes, this is treatable, and it is survivable. And boy, did that change.
Cherie called me before one of her chemo appointments and asked for me to bring her, and I felt so good because it just was an honor to bring her to her appointment and go through some of her experience with her.
I'm the lead radiation therapist here at St. Francis. I do a little bit of everything. I work with patients, I do some of the paperwork, kind of help with some of the scheduling, and just have a lot of roles. But my favorite part, of course, is working with the patients. My coworkers are amazing. We have a team here that is just outstanding.
Federal Way is a wonderful place to practice, and part of the reason is because we have a multicultural population, and it gives you the opportunity to be very diversified in the care that you provide. The other part of that is that we are a comprehensive campus, that we can take care of the patient from the time of diagnosis through their surgery, into their chemo, radiation therapy, and then into their survivorship and follow-up. We also have the ability to provide genetics to the patient if it's deemed necessary.
The doctors and the staff at St. Francis made me really feel included in every part of the treatment. And I really felt like when Cherie needed me to help her make decisions, that I had the information to help.
The genetic testing made the decision for which surgery to pursue. It was instrumental in having that information, and it would be a wonderful thing if that service was available to all cancer patients that could benefit from it, regardless of whether or not their insurance was willing to pay for it.
I think that there are 3 areas that could use to be expanded in order to even provide better care. The first is multicultural.
Federal Way is a very diverse community, and it would be really nice for some of these patients to have some kind of support that is in their primary language.
The second thing would be in that realm of survivorship, which happens to be a passion for me. There are 1 6.6 million cases that'll be diagnosed in the U.S. this year. There's 11 million survivors already, and that number is expected to double by the year 2020.
I think a lot of patients would really appreciate having some kind of a support group. I think they finish their treatment and it's like, okay, what now? Am I cured? You know, what happens now? And I think that that would be a really good thing for them. But I do believe it's overwhelming to go elsewhere. They need it on campus. They need it nearby.
The second part of survivorship, I believe, is the genetics piece of that.
Patients would love to have the opportunity to have the genetic testing, but a lot of insurance companies will not pay for that. People want to make sure that their children are safe, that their sisters are safe.
And in fact, we could potentially prevent or find cancers early on in those high-risk people.
I spent several months hanging out around here, and every person whose path I crossed, these people are they're amazing. They're all fantastic at what they do. They're saving lives. They're heroes.
She looks so good now. She feels good. And I just feel really confident that I have my friend back, that she's going to be here for a long time. My hope for her future is that as a survivor, that she still has the continued support of St. Francis and all the programs that are here now and will be here in the future for her.
I was very fortunate in that I have a pretty large group of family and a lot of very close friends, and they all are nearby. So to have programs available for people that don't have at home on their own with their families, invaluable, invaluable.